Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we visit the Inn at Old Saybrook in Columbiana. And I make an easy and light green risotto. It's perfect for summer. But first, 4 local businesses that operate out of a shared commercial kitchen in Warren. Rhonda and Nick Amorganis are the owners and creators of this wonderful brand, Delirium. And right now, it is getting so serious that we are in the Delirium shared commercial kitchen because they are spreading the word of all these locally made foods, and we've got other local vendors in here. And it all started, though,
with that pepper.
The Hunky Hot.
20 years ago. The way it happened is Nick had a gigantic garden, and every year it would grow another 6 feet.
And you grew the Hungarian?
He grew the peppers, and he was growing so many tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers that I started pickling.
Now the breads, tell me about this, because these are amazing.
We started, I started baking. I'm not a baker, first of all, but I was playing around with some pepper bread recipes at home, and I wanted to incorporate our peppers into the bread. So that's what I did. I came up with a really simple cheese bread, and then we put the peppers in it. And we have 3 different types. We have the Hunky Hot 3 cheese variety. We have the jalapeno cheddar. We also do the Hunky Hot with pepperoni in it. We do sell them at market. They go quick at the market. We had a lot of pickups yesterday. I have 4 ovens. I can do about 12 loaves at one time. I use Dutch ovens to bake them in. It is not sourdough, but it's just good, a sourdough.
Right. Bread. So you didn't have enough to do, Rhonda, so now you got into the charcuterie business.
So we have a Brady Bunch of a family, and when we get together, there's 60 people. I mean, with friends and family. We have 5 kids, they're all married, and 10 grandkids. I started doing grazing for holiday events because it was easier to feed them with this type of food.
So what you can do is custom order. Like if I wanted, I've got 15 people coming over, nut allergies, so no nuts.
Right.
All these things, you can custom make it.
Right. And we're building out our website right now so that we can do online ordering. Right now I have orders just coming in through our Facebook page and messaging and text.
Well, Nate Trail, I've been meaning to have you on my show for a very long time.
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
And he has the Tongue Punch Flavor Company. And these are all of his spices. How in the heck did you get into the spice business?
4 years ago, right, like during COVID, my nephew wanted to start losing weight, and he loved like chicken wings with all the sauces and stuff like that.
Right.
So then like we were finding ways so there wasn't so much oil and that kind of thing in his diet. I came up with like my spicy garlic one instead of like a Frank's Red Hot, that kind of thing. And I've always done backyard barbecue, so like that's kind of where it started too.
So you've already been making kind of your own spice blends to begin with.
Yeah, and then I found out through the state that it's fairly easy to sell them until like you want to go like retail wise. Then you have to use a commercial space like Rhonda has here.
I mean, this was a blessing.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite to work with?
Is the Paisan. So that with the peppers and oil with the Hungarians and there's something therapeutic about slicing the peppers and then grinding them and that kind of thing. So like that's my all-time favorite.
And then you started with now these different salts. These are
I just
really
added the salts.
Interesting.
Yep.
And then this
then
is
margarita
fun.
salt. Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
And it's oranges and lemons.
Oranges and lemons.
And where can I get all these wonderful products?
Everything right now, the website's being built as we speak. But local markets or on Facebook, Instagram, and
we could just go directly there and buy them from you.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot happening in this kitchen. Horning's Sweet Hots is another one. And Courtney makes all of these hot sauces, and they are habanero based.
Habanero based.
You have some really weird flavors here. There's
flavors.
apple pie. Your daughter, Paisley, she likes the
peach cobbler.
The peach cobbler. How did you get into this?
We started just candied jalapenos. I did hot pepper jelly. I just tried to see if I could turn it into something a little bit thinner. What could we put it on? We smoke a lot of meats at home. So it was, what could we use so that it's a little bit different? So my brain just kind of went a little crazy. We started with the pineapple upside down cake.
So that was your first one?
That was our first one.
Okay,
So that is
I'm
this one.
sorry, I did not try that.
No, that's okay.
You know what? I'm just going to eat it right off the spoon. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is really good. So where can we find these, Courtney?
So we do have our Shopify website, so you can order from there. I would say Facebook if you're doing local, because we can do local pickup, local drop-offs. But just Instagram and Facebook is kind of really where we're starting.
And what is the meaning of this guy? I mean, this like doesn't seem to go with your vibe.
So it does a little bit. Our whole logo is based off of zombies. We're pretty horror themed in our house.
I didn't even notice that.
Our whole setup, we have a coffin, we have a couple zombie heads that are on our tables, and just a little bit something different that not everybody has.
Tammy Pavolio is the freeze queen, and she also runs her business out of this kitchen. And what she has here is freeze-dried candy.
Yes, ma'am.
All the water is removed, and it intensifies the flavor.
It intensifies the flavor. What it does is when you put it in the freeze dryer,
right?
The sides all fill up with ice. It pulls the water out of the product, and the ice goes on the inside of the barrel, and it intensifies the flavor after it takes it out.
So I ate a bit of honey, which I love, but it just melts in your mouth because there's no chewiness in the texture because all the moisture is gone.
Right, and it's a lot better for people that have dentures.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this. Where did you find out about this?
My best friend is a candy addict. She came to me and she's like, you gotta try this. Rhonda posted on Facebook that she was doing a shared kitchen, and I talked it over with my husband, and we were like, oh, this is it.
How can I get these? I mean, this is really good. I do like the part about not sticking to your dental work.
Yes.
I mean, that is a big plus. Maybe not so good because you're going to start eating more candy.
I know.
And I could get this through Facebook?
Yes, it's the Freeze Queen, spelled with one E, and LLC on Facebook.
Now, would you look at the artistic integrity of this board? Isn't this awesome? You guys can actually, what is this? You burn it in?
It's engraving, so we have two engraving machines, and we can do personalized boards for parties. Yeah.
You know, this is a commercial kitchen, and I mean, you could contact her.
Yep.
Even if it's one day, and you just want to do your canning here.
You could come make your limoncello here if you want to. You could come bake some bread or make some soup.
Just stay in your own lane. The Casey Malone Show will be right back after this.
It's patio season at Carmela's. Enjoy our family's traditional Italian favorites and creative daily specials. We're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday. Carmela's on Western Reserve Road in Boardman.
This is GABA Camp, barrier-free camping and nature for our friends with disabilities. Thank you for your generous donations. We now have our first phase, but more work needs to be done. A lodge will provide a meeting place and food service for our adults with disabilities and their families. GABA Camp is a 501c3 organization. We need your help to grow. Donate to GABA Camp. Giving is living.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
MyMe Global is your premier local resource for all things 3D. At MyMe, we make 3D portraits of you, your pets, and cake toppers. Or witness your child's growth year over year and get their graduation MyMe for free. Photos don't last, but a MyMe lasts a lifetime. Visit the MyMe store, located in the Round Glass building on Belmont. Get your own 3D printer, where we assemble, repair, and get it running right. We even give you a discount on materials. At MyMe, we know 3D.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Today we are going to prepare green risotto. It is a really versatile dish. I'm making mine with spinach and kale and peas and parsley, but you can add green beans, you can add asparagus. I'm just keeping it really green. If you're a vegetarian, you can sub out the chicken stock for a vegetable stock. But this is really a nice and easy dish. It could be a side dish or an entree. And best of all, it really cooks in the oven. You prep it on the stove, but you don't have to stand there and stir and stir and stir for each addition of liquid. I think you're gonna really like it. And let's go to the stove and get started, and we're gonna make green risotto. For this recipe, you'll need 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 small onion finely chopped, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 cup of arborio rice, 4 cups of kale, stems removed, thinly sliced, 4 cups of chicken stock, 4 ounces of baby spinach, 1 cup of peas, if frozen, thaw them, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, plus more for garnish, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, juice and zest from 1 lemon, 1/4 cup of fresh chopped parsley for garnish, and salt and pepper to taste. I preheated the oven to 375, and over medium heat, I have added the olive oil. And I'm waiting for it to shimmer, and then I'm going to add the onions. Now make sure you have a Dutch oven or just an oven-proof dish with a lid so you can stick it in the oven when we're done getting this prepared. So now I'm going to add our onions. There's a little bit of a sizzle, and we are going to cook these for about 3 or 4 minutes until they soften up. So these are nice and soft and translucent. So now I'm going to add the garlic. And with all the vegetables, you really want that onion and garlic to add the flavor. I'm only going to stir this through for about a minute. All right, now I'm going to add the rice. And we are going to mix this rice and get it coated with the oil and the onions and the garlic. And we're just gonna toast it a little bit. And if you noticed, I haven't added any salt or pepper. So now I'm gonna give a few grinds of pepper to add some flavor, and about a teaspoon of salt. So we'll mix this up. So as you can see, it's cooking down nicely. Now I'm gonna add the kale. Since the kale is a little tougher than the spinach, we are going to cook this down just until it gets wilted. Might be a good time before we add our stock to just give a couple more grinds of pepper and just a little more salt. So now I'm going to add the chicken stock, and I'm going to turn up the heat and bring this to a boil before we place it in the oven. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. All right, we've got it at a nice brisk boil. And I'm going to turn it off. My oven is preheated. I love this pan, but boy, these handles get hot, even just on the stovetop. So now I am going to put this in the oven. I'll check it at about 20 minutes, but it's usually about 20 or 30 minutes before it's ready to go. And then we will finish off the green risotto. All right, so the green risotto was in for 20 minutes. Now we're still gonna have a little bit of sauce in there, which is good, because now we are going to add our spinach, which is of course very delicate, and we will stir this in the hot liquid and get it wilted. And that won't take very long. We'll also throw the peas in. Now I'm going to add the butter, and that adds another dimension of flavor. And as that melts, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. I'm also going to add the half cup of cheese. All right, so we'll get this all blended together before we add our fresh burst of flavor with the zest and the lemon juice. So now the butter's melted. Finish it off. Lemon juice and the zest. And this works so nicely with the peas and the spinach and the kale. And if this green risotto is not green enough, nothing is better than fresh parsley. I love it. Garnish it. All season dish. Spring, winter, fall, summer, winter. You are gonna love the green risotto. And what's really nice is this very reasonably priced Chateau Compiègne out of France. They make a wonderful rosé. And remember, rosés are not just for summer. They go really well with these nice light dishes. So delicious. There you have it. Risotto without all the stirring. Go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and get this recipe for green risotto. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
You already know us for our top-tier windows, but what about our advanced gutter systems? With our Double Pro gutter filtration, 2 layers of industrial-grade aluminum keeps debris out of your gutters and drives rainwater away from your home. Plus, our continuous hanger technology reinforces your entire gutter system for maximum strength and drainage. And we'll install it all in as little as 1 day. Why wait for the next storm to get gutters that perform? Not only do we stand behind our gutters, we hang on them.
Mara, we want to help you find a ring that's as unique as your love. We'll guide you through the entire process, from deciding between natural and lab-grown diamonds, discovering the perfect stone, to finding the setting that fits your style. And with our in-store repair services, we'll make sure your ring looks stunning for years to come. Whether you're looking for timeless elegance or a modern twist, we'll work with you and your price range to find the perfect ring.
Get real, get Kamara.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm John Stanko.
And I'm Robbie Fellman from Boardman Subaru, introducing the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid.
The most fuel-efficient Forester ever, with up to 40% better fuel economy.
And over 580 miles of driving range per tank of gas.
With increased horsepower and torque, while being the lowest emissions Forester ever.
The Forester is one of the best-selling and most award-winning SUVs in America.
Test drive yours today at Boardman Subaru.
Just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
Giving is living.
Hi, I'm Michael Senchak, and First Light Home Care is trusted by local, state, and national veteran organizations to arrange needed services for local vets. Most of these services come at no cost to the individual. Our goal is simple: to offer the services you need to stay in your home. This may include assistance with mobility, bathing, personal care, and meal preparation.
We are proud to serve our local veteran heroes. Thank you for your service and for trusting our family to take care of yours for over 10 years.
This is Diane Reese. She and her husband Eddie, longtime supporters of the Casey Malone Show, and they have Briarfield Healthcare Centers. I'm here at their newest facility, the Inn at Old Saybrook in Columbiana. When I come here to visit friends, they love it here.
When you walk into one of our communities, we want you to feel like you're at a fine hotel. And we want the residents here for this to be their home. They have given so much to the world, to the community, and now they're starting to lose things. Most of them have lost their spouse, they've lost their home, and their health has declined. So we want to provide for them in a beautiful surrounding, which we feel we have done.
And it's not really skilled nursing. I mean, they're really independent. I mean, this is just people that need maybe a little help and more socialization.
Correct.
Because I think that isolation, your spouse dies, you're home alone, your kids can only stop over so much. A lot of times they don't want to move in with the kids. I mean, there's so many scenarios.
Right,
And I think that socialization is really important.
Yeah, it is. This is very much a hospitality type environment, and that's the model that we have. They have the privacy of their own apartment, but they also have services. 3 meals a day, restaurant style dining, snacks, activities, outings. And the point that you make about, I have adult children tell me every day, well, I stop over to see mom and I'm with her for an hour. And that's wonderful, that's great.
Right.
But what I tell them is there's 23 other hours to the day.
Right.
Which makes for a long day. Individuals admit here and they begin to feel a sense of community and a sense of security. Because we do have 24-hour nursing. We do take care of their housekeeping, their laundry services.
Right.
We provide for all of that. And probably the biggest complaint I get is, Diane, I'm too busy. There's so many things going on.
Right. And and that is important to stay active. I mean, you got a party going on over here.
Party going on.
I mean, everywhere you look at the piano, wait until you see who the piano player is. But I just am amazed at how happy the people are here. I mean, how much they really like it.
They can enjoy their lives here with staff to assist them if they need it, but we want them to continue to maintain their independence. We have residents here who have their cars and they come and go.
Like an apartment.
Yes, yes. It's an apartment with services and always people around them. It is not the dark and dingy nursing homes of years past.
You have been in this business for a very long time. How have you seen it change? I mean, it's been more than 20 years.
Oh, it has.
How have you seen it change, in caring for like the elderly?
One of the things to have a 100-year-old resident with us used to be very uncommon. Now we have 100-year-olds and above.
Wow.
Celebrating birthdays very, very frequently. So, of course, everything you read, the literature that you read about people living longer, they most definitely are. When an 85-year-old admits here, quite frankly, they're a teenager to us.
Exactly, they're on the younger
They're the baby,
end.
they're the baby.
Crazy.
But being here, looking around, the 97-year-old looks like she's 82. And they're living longer, and they're really, we feel that this kind of environment really promotes that.
Why did you choose this, as your career path? What made you, start into this?
Yeah, so, many, many years ago, I thought I wanted to be a nurse. And I actually worked in a nursing home when I was in high school. And one summer, the administrator asked me if I wanted to be her secretary. And I said, sure. And so that summer, I realized that I didn't want to be a nurse anymore. I wasn't that strong in chemistry, and I thought, I think that I could oversee one of those. And so my advisor from Bowling Green asked me if I wanted to do an internship with this gentleman from Youngstown. And here we are.
The rest is history.
Here we are, as Eddie says, you know, 3 kids.
The world.
Yeah, 3 kids, 7 grandchildren on cable TV, and here we are.
World domination by the Reese family. It keeps growing and growing and growing.
So, but 9 facilities later, and Eddie and I truly feel like we are helping people, and that's what we want to do. We want to help people.
So this is Father Rhodes, and he married me 20 years ago. Well, you didn't marry me. You married Ken.
Your dear husband, Ken.
And you like it here, huh? How long have you been here now, Father?
Well, I arrived about Thanksgiving, end of November.
So you were one of the first residents?
Yes, yes.
And is it to your standards?
Oh, yes, very much so. It's a beautiful place. Staff is wonderful. Care is great.
And what made you decide it was time to leave the
old age,
condo?
old age. I mean, I have a chronic illness that is not going to get better, and I have nobody, no family, nobody around to look after me, so I thought it was time to do something to prepare for the future. And I lived only a couple minutes from here, so I watched the place being built and discovered it was one of Ed and Diane Reese's Briarfield places. I know Ed and Diane, they're wonderful
we go
people,
way back to our St. Christine
respect them
days.
highly, so I thought this is a place to come.
I was really glad that you were here when Diane told me. I said, wow, because I have not seen you in a while.
Well, and then
we'll remedy that.
I'm also having Mass for the Catholics and anybody who wishes to attend every Saturday afternoon.
At what time?
At 4:30.
Well, you know what, maybe that'll...
So that's another plus for me as a priest.
So maybe I'll have to join St. Old Saybrook. Maybe I'll have to join the parish down here.
I'll see that you get envelopes.
Don't let the bishop know I'm slipping you money. The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.